Hey guys, it's Michi, and I'm gonna fix my camera and wait for a few people to log on here. I'm also gonna go live on Facebook as well. So let's see how this is going to work. So when you guys pop on, let me know where you're tuning in from. And make win. So when you guys join, just let me know that you're here and where you are tuning in from. Hi, guys. I am actually live on YouTube and live on Facebook at the same time. I don't know if this is the smartest thing to do, but I figured I might as well kill two birds with one stone. So if you guys can see me, give me some hearts so I can know that I'm actually live. Even though the system says I'm live, I'm not really sure if I'm really live. But I think I am because I can see people. Hi Charlotte. Hi you guys. Hi. Hi you guys. Now I always say that I'm gonna make my videos really fast, but it ends up being like a million hours. So, but this time I'm not gonna be like super long-winded because I'm hungry. Like really I'm starving and I'm waiting for dinner to be finished cuz I'm so hungry right now. I'm so hungry. I went to the gym this morning and I think I had like 7 grapes and I'm starving. So, I'm not going to be long winded at all. So, hi guys. Hi, you guys. So, when you guys hop on, please tell me where you're tuning in from. It's always interesting to see how many people are tuning in and from where. Like, I'm always interested in new destinations. So, share where you're from, what city, what state, what country you're in. And I'm going to give it like 2 more minutes. Well, not even 2 minutes, like 30 seconds before I start talking. Okay. Hi, Hadia. I'm live on YouTube as well and Facebook. So if you see my eyes going here or going there, it's Facebook and YouTube here. So I'm just going to get started because, like I said, I'm starving. I'm so hungry. Like, it's the kind of hunger that's distracting. Maybe I shouldn't have made a video when I'm starving because all I can think of is like ribs and like things that I should not even be eating. But I'm just hungry, like hungry, like with a O, not you, O, like hungry. And I think when you work out more, you're even hungrier. So I don't know. Yay! Yay! I usually delete all my lives on Facebook. Um, I rarely keep them up. I usually just delete them. Hi, Sammy. Okay, so I'm just gonna hop right into it. Number one, the common mistake that I am seeing so many people make, and it's a little frustrating, is that you move to a different place because it's cheaper. Cheaper is never better. It's just not. If you move to a place just because it's cheaper, most likely you will be miserable. And you have to kind of, and this is going to sound very, very classist, and I'm sorry in advance, but I'm not sorry. But you have to be very aware. There's certain neighborhoods in California that I came from that was relatively less expensive there than where I moved, but I didn't want to deal with the riffraff that came with the cheaper price tag. So you have to be aware of that. Just because different states, different streets, different neighborhoods are less expensive does not mean that it will give you a better quality of life. Sure, your rent is $50 less, but now you got to put another deadbolt on the door. I don't want to do that. And now my kids can't walk to the store because they gonna get jumped. I don't want that. So the price tag of it being less expensive isn't always worth it, in my opinion. For some, you got to do what you have to do. You have to move to a place that is less expensive. I get it. But if you can avoid moving strictly because it's cheaper, I would. Um, I find that people of different, how can I put this? People with different views often go to places that are cheaper because they're attractive, and you tend to attract negativity at the same time. It's like Target and Walmart. We all know that Walmart is cheaper, right? But what's the likelihood of us seeing like a girl in a fishnet outfit with no panties on in Target? It can happen, but it's more likely once I go to my local Walmart that I'm gonna see some mess that I've never seen. I seen a full concert in the Walmart parking lot before I left home. Okay, full fledged concert. The man he had his buckets and his trunk set up like it was a full on concert. Target parking lot, not so much. Walmart, best believe it, okay? Best believe you're gonna see a fight. Something's gonna pop off at the Walmart as opposed to Target or Kmart or any other place that you are shopping. Things happen when it's really, really affordable and cheap. Another point, when I used to be a Disney fanatic, okay? Disney, 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 Disney. I loved everything Disney. Okay, Disney was very expensive. And I had the yearly passes where I could go any day of the week. And I would go on Saturdays because Saturdays cost the most. And there was a certain level of of clients or guests that would come in on Saturdays. And I had to stop going because the entitlement got to me. They were treating the cast members like trash. And I just couldn't deal with that anymore. I used to go to Disneyland because I liked it because it was clean and it was nice and whimsical and everybody could afford Knott's and Magic Mountain, and that's where all the fights and guns and shit was. So I was avoiding those places because everyone can afford it. And if everyone can afford it, most often it's riffraff, and I just don't have time for it. Me dealing with my job on a regular basis, the job I used to have, I saw bad all the time. So I wanted to get away from it. So I tend to go to places that are less just less trouble. Just less trouble. Let me just pay whatever I'm gonna pay and go on you know, instead of paying a lesser price. Like cruises. You go on a Super Bowl cruise, it's like $200-300. But you're guaranteed a fight, you're guaranteed a couple of drug smugglers, you guaranteed a few drunk people that's gonna do the most. And you know, I had one or two of those, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm good on this," because it was so uncomfortable to not be able to enjoy yourself because someone is acting like you looked at them wrong. I don't want that. I don't. I just want to have a good time. I don't want you looking at me because I smiled at you wrong and you feel uncomfortable. I don't want that. So I tend to again go in places that are more sophisticated, if that's a way of saying it. Um, it's just you just can't do it. So please, 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 please avoid moving anywhere, especially out of the country, because it's cheaper. You know, don't, especially if you've never been there. Okay, don't do it. You know, I see so many people saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go over here because, you know, the rent is only $250." Okay, but did you go and drive by this neighborhood at night? Did you drive by in the daytime? Did you check out the people that frequent the neighborhood? What about the liquor stores? Do you see people hanging out? Does it look like the neighborhood is working? Or is it, is it quiet? Is it a place that your kids can enjoy? Can your neighbors come over without being harassed? That's important. I don't want the young ladies or young men to be able to come to my house and get catcalled and be disrespected just trying to get to my front door. I don't want that. So I'll pay a premium for the convenience of safety, even though I really feel that safety is not overrated, because I've seen many places that are expensive get, burglarized, and things happen there too. But I just want it to be safe for people that look like me. I don't want you to be harassed because I live in a white neighborhood. I don't want you to be harassed, period. So I'm going to live where we all live, in a community of everybody that's alike. Everybody get up and go to work. Everybody's got bills to pay, and ain't nobody trying to do with the dumb shit. That's what I want. That's good living to me. Being around regular folks that have responsibilities. Because if you're around people that don't have a job and they don't have anything to do all day, they in your business. They in your business. They watching your house, watching when you're not there, so they can tell them when to break in. I don't want them. I'm gonna stay away from them. I'm gonna stay away from them. I'm gonna stay away from them. So that's a very important thing to me. Now it may not be important to you, and that's okay. But for me, that's something that is super super important. Um, and this is coming from a genuine place. Do not move. This is tip two. Do not move because you are emotional. Oh, this nigga, he done cheated on me. I'm leaving. Fuck it, I'm leaving. Don't do it because you're emotional. Don't do it because you don't like something and it triggered something inside of you. You got to be rational about whatever move you make, whether it's quitting your job, whether it is, just making huge decisions because you're emotional about it. That doesn't, it never works. Whenever you make an emotional gesture that affects the lives of not only for you but for other people, it never really works out because you're mad. You have to do things when you are stable in the mind and stable in the heart. You can't do things just because this motherfucker done pissed me off, I'm gone. Okay, that's not really making sense. Don't do that. Don't do that. For me, when I finally decided that it was time for me to go and I needed to follow my heart despite what everybody else was telling me, I was emotional. I was emotional because I had sat on it for so long. I was emotional because I was tied into it. It was in my spirit, it was in my soul, and I could not talk myself out of it. I was emotionally in love with it. I could not see anything but that. So that type of emotional with passion and purpose behind it, I think is good. But you just simply reacting on emotion of anger, sadness, frustration is never good because you always end up regretting it. You women cut their hair because you're upset. You want something. Yeah, you feel liberated in that moment until you want to put your hair in a ponytail. You feel liberated in that moment until you realize you got to wear a hat, until it start growing back, until you got that ugly stage, and then you wishing you never cut it. So I want everyone to make really good decisions about the things that they do and the choices that they make, because at the end of the day you can't blame anyone else but yourself, your own responsibility for what it is you do. you know People, I got a lot of this during the election. Oh, I'm telling you right now, if he wins, I'm leaving. Well, see, mine wasn't so political. I was leaving whether who the hell was in office. It didn't matter what was going on. This was for me. This wasn't in response to a presidential campaign. It wasn't in response to anything other than this is what I want. And everything that was going on at that time in the U.S. just confirmed how I felt. Just confirmed that I no longer fit in, that I did not belong there anymore. It just gave me the stamps to get out. And that's my truth. That's a fact for me. When I was riding home on my last day of work, I just broke down and cried. I was literally driving away from a job that I had did for nearly 20 years, and I loved it. It was impactful. I changed lives. I changed my own life. I was leaving something that I had invested in completely behind, and it was emotional for me. So, that in that regard, it was bittersweet. It was so 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 bittersweet. Um, Number three, you romanticize a location before you even been there. And I see this happening a lot when it comes to Mexico. Mexico is a beautiful country. It really, really, really is. It's a beautiful place to be. It's a beautiful place to live. But it's not for everybody. It is not. There are things that are normal here that unless you're familiar, you will be upset about, mad about. So you have to come and visit and travel before you decide on the location because someone else said it's good for them. Where I live, I love it. But is it for everybody? No. I mean, come on, it's not. But I enjoy it. I love it. And for me, it's for me. So I don't want you to be like, "Oh, well, Michi said that this is the best place there is to live." Yes, for me, but maybe not for you. If I had a full family with small children, I wouldn't choose Vallarta. I wouldn't. I would choose a place that is more family friendly. Just like I wouldn't live in Vegas if I had small children. To me, in my opinion, Las Vegas has no culture. But that's just my opinion. So I wouldn't raise a family in Vegas. Are there millions of families and lots of families? Yes. But that's not a place where I would want to raise children. Just like I don't believe Vallarta is the place to raise babies and little ones. And not, I just think that it's just not family orientated enough. Like I would want more families here. Now you have more families in the local areas, but here you don't really see many kids. And I don't want my child to be inside in a little apartment or in a condo. I want them to have a yard to play in and fruit trees and things like that if I was having children again. It's small kids. So you need to travel. You need to see it for yourself. Reading blogs and watching videos is wonderful to add to your experience. But it's not enough to go off of just because someone else said it. You don't know it unless you're actually there. Before I made this move, I came and was here for a few months to find out insurance, to see where I was going to be, to see what neighborhood was going to fit me and my personality. I knew that I did not want to live around other American or Canadian expats. I knew that coming in. But to other people, they may find comfort in being with people who only speak English or being with people who see things the way they do. And me being a traveler, I find comfort in the local people. I find comfort in the regular food. I find comfort in going to the local bakery that doesn't have all the fanciness. I find comfort in that. So to others, they may be like, "Ooh, what's this?" But for me, it's like, "Oh my God, hola." I find comfort in going to the local bakery and getting fresh bread and not having all of the foo-foo signs and the pretty decor. I find beauty in that. There's something about the local artisans that I find beauty in. No fancy store, no labels, just a hardworking man or woman behind the counter, willing to help you. I find beauty in that. So, again, that's me. That's how I think. That's how I see things. That does not always mean that you will have that experience. So when other people come to me and they have different opinions, I don't verbally assault them because they don't think like me. No, I appreciate different opinions and different ways of doing things. But you cannot fall in love with someone else's interpretation of their life. You have to live your life on your terms for you. So, you know, uh, another thing that goes along with that. Um, don't move to a place because there's black people. And I know somebody gonna drag me and be mad. But we're not the most welcoming. We're not the most welcoming. We're not the friendliest. Okay? So think about it if you're moving to Arizona, Texas, LA. Do you go to your black neighbor down the street and knock on their door and say, "Hey, neighbor, I want to be your friend because you're black. I want to get to know you more because we share the same skin shade. Hey, my neighbor down the street told me that it was a black girl that lived here, and I want to really get to know you because you're black." Would they cuss you out? Would they welcome you into their home? Would they take that cookie or pan of goods you're bringing to their house? Probably not. You'd probably get cussed out depending on who it is. If they even open the door, because I'm used to, if I didn't call you and I don't expect you coming, I'm not opening the door. I don't care who you are. Am I lying? I mean, it's just the facts. So you cannot expect someone to just welcome you into their home, into their heart because they are black. It's not happening. There's certain people like, well, me, I'm kind of strange. I love people no matter what you look like, what nationality you are, if you're good to me. If you smile at me, I smile back. I may smile first. I may be like, oh my God, like I just love seeing people. I love people. I'm the girl who hugs everybody. And that's just what it is. But again, you cannot relocate just because you share the same skin shade. It's just not, it doesn't happen. It's not it. You don't do it. People, well, Michi, have you sought out other black people in Puerto Vallarta? Because there's some. Yes, there's other black people here. But I am not going out of my way to go knock on doors and locate people just because they're black. I don't want to do that. Now, do I get excited when I see another person of color? Hell yeah. It's like, oh my God, hi. But you know what's also real? They act like they don't see you. You be like, and they be like, sis, calm down. Calm down, because you doing too much. Um, and I had to check myself, because before I used to get mad. I used to be like, oh my God, I'm just trying to say hi, and I used to get all emotional about it. And then I realized, Michi, mind your business, girl. That ain't you. That them not speaking back to you has nothing to do with you or who you are or the woman that you are. Maybe they going through something. Maybe they had a bad experience. Maybe they were traumatized. Maybe they don't like stranger danger. Maybe your energy is just off to them. So that's okay. Speak if they don't speak back. That's okay. You don't have to pocket it. You don't have to pocket it and keep it inside. You don't have to do that. Just go on. And I had to learn that lesson, because for so long I used to personalize it. Like, why won't they say it back? Say hi to me. Hi. I remember being in China, and I won't go through my experience in China because it's traumatic for me. But I remember seeing this one black girl, and she was on the other side, and I was like breaking my neck to try to say hi. She looked me dead in the face and was like, bitch, you got a problem? Like, what are you doing? And I looked like a lost dog with my eyes, like I was just trying to say hi. And I just, after that, I was like, I have to stop. I really have to stop. So now, even throughout Vallarta, if I see someone, I really do try to say hi, but I don't really go nuts like I used to. I just say hi, and if they say hi back, then it's great. I gave you guys an example 2 weeks ago when I was in my local Chinese restaurant, and I saw a black girl that I thought looked familiar. And I looked, looked her way, had my mask on, looked her way, and I was like, I think I know you. And she was like, you don't know me. I was like, you look like one of the girls from my Facebook, I, that just moved here too. She was like, you don't know me, but what's your name? I was like, my name is Michi. She was like, oh, I know you from YouTube. Oh, but I was like, you're the prime example of what I was talking about. You didn't need to be rude to me. She was like, oh, yeah, but it wasn't until she thought she could get, like, it wasn't until she, I guess, felt like, oh, let me not be rude to you, maybe you can help me, that then her whole personality shifted. And at that point, I don't want to get to know you anymore, because now it's not genuine. You don't want to get to know me, you don't really care about me. You just, you thought you could get something, so that's okay. It was good seeing you though, and you can go back to pretending like I don't know you, and that's okay, and that's fine. So I don't want people to relocate to a completely different country because you believe that you are going to be welcomed because you share the same skin color. It just doesn't work that way. The same thing about when you go to the continent of Africa. I thought initially when I was traveling to South Africa that I was going to walk in and immediately feel connected. And I felt that. I wanted that so bad. But when I looked around and I realized that, oh God, there's a lot of shit that's going on here that I don't really like. Oh man, I don't really like this. It makes me feel uncomfortable. And I didn't even really fit in. So when people tell me, Michi, how come you didn't go to Africa? I didn't fit in, and I didn't fit in there. It was beautiful. My money could go a long way. I could probably live okay if I'm not discriminated against from the white Africans or the colored Africans. And you can't call the colored Africans Africans or black because they'll put you in your place, and I understand it. um I just thought like, hey, I want to hug you because we look alike. And she's like, no, we're not the same. You're not the same. And when I go to Africa, I'm not African, I'm American. I'm black American in Africa, so they don't care that we have the same complexion. So it's real crazy there. And then the racism between the different countries throughout Africa is a lot. When I got denied a drink inside of a bar that was for the Dutch and the colored because I looked Nigerian, and they politely said, "Get the fuck out. We're not going to serve you because you look Nigerian based on what you're wearing." Yes, this it was just too much. It was too much. It was too much. So, between the black people being mad at me for not choosing a country on the continent of Africa, for them being mad at me for leaving the United States because I chose a place that welcomed me, for the weird quirkiness that I have, and the love that I have for the people here that love me, for the kindness that is shown to me, I'll take a million drags each and every time. I'm in a place that makes me happy, a place that continues to speak to my soul and my spirit, and a place that continuously wraps its arms of love around me every single day, and I cannot deny it. I'll choose it every day. Does bad things happen? Yes. But despite the bad things that happen, there's still good people here. And that makes me grateful. So let me go to number 4 before I get all emotional. Responsibility, legal responsibility to understand residency, and your responsibility. When I was first thinking of relocating to a different to Mexico here, I had to decide, was this going to be my permanent home and what I was willing to do about it. So I started the residency process 7 months before, and it was long and it was tedious. There's a lot of expats here illegally who've just come here and just got lost, you know. And then you have those expats that use the 6 month tourist visa, which it was cool, but COVID taught me something. It taught me to be legal, because if you're not, they can deny you entrance at the border because you are a tourist, baby, not a. They don't care if you got a vacation home here. They don't care if that tourist. Okay, no, we gonna go ahead and close the border to you. It taught me a lot. One of my friends was stranded in a completely different country for like 4 months because they wouldn't allow her back into her home country. Her home country is where her home was, but not legally. You know, so you want to get legal residency and stop listening to people teach you how to beat the system or cheat the system when it comes down to it. That shit ain't legal. You want to live in a country, then live and do what you're supposed to do the right way. And you know, I understand that it takes time, and it took me time, but you still have to research it yourself and don't expect the internet to tell you everything, because what I've learned is that the rules apply to different people depending on where you go, where you live, what you look like, what you do. The rules change. So my experience may be more complex than yours was. Maybe yours experience to get your residency was a sense and it was easy, but for me it was very difficult, and it was an emotional battle. I felt like I literally collapsed in tears when my when the lady brought out my green card. I literally was snotting, crying, all in her neck. Like, it was such a joyous moment for me because I was legal. I was legal. And that was a big deal for me. You know, I wasn't just a tourist. I was in a place that I loved legally. I wasn't on vacation. I live here. And that was beautiful to me. So I felt like how I imagine immigrants feel when they come to the United States and they raise their hand and they get sworn in, and their hearts feel so proud. But we as Americans, we don't look at that. We don't look at it because it's just what we have. And then we get mad at immigrants when they come over because they have a zest for life that we take for granted. We don't send our children to school the way we should, but they do, because they sacrificed everything to be there. They've given it their all to be there. But we sit back and say, This doesn't work, that doesn't work. But most countries, education isn't free. Opportunities aren't free. But in the US, there's tons of opportunities, tons of education. And it's how much do you want it? How hard are you willing to work to get it? And we don't want to work hard. We just rather you give it to us because we're entitled. But immigrants, they don't come from that. Nobody works harder than a Mexican. Nobody. I mean, the hard work is astounding, and the pride that they put into their work is incredible. And the Charlie, that's an A. The pride that they put into what they do is beautiful. You know what else I learned living here so much is that Mexican families, I love the way they stick together. I love the way they stick together. I love it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's like I honestly, I mean, I've lived with my family when I was younger, but my uncle was putting his name on the juice boxes and writing his name on the cookies, and my cousin was putting her name on the eggs and a carton of milk, telling you not to touch it because it was hers. And there was so much division in my household, even though we all shared a house. But it was because you can't afford to move, so everybody treated you bad because you didn't have no money, and everyone was into themselves. And it's just like, wow. And here, everyone, like, they live together and they help each other, and then one gets something, and then the other one gets something, and they help each other. Here I mean, I'm so used to the backbiting and the talking about you, and ooh, I can't wait till she get out of my house. Ooh, she using up my hot water. Ooh, my bills done went off. Ooh, she nasty. Ooh, it's just so much. And I realize in the States that all we want are bigger homes to be further apart. Do you understand that? You have a huge home. You have three people, maybe four people in your family. You have five bedrooms, and you all are separated. Everyone is in one wing of the house. How is that like better? How is that better? What are we teaching our children? What are we teaching? What are we showing them? Here I see the families, yes, they live together in smaller places, but the love and the unity that I see is beautiful. It's not about the size of the house. It's the love that the house has. It's beautiful. You see, I mean, I live around beautiful, authentic Mexican homes that are just gorgeous. And there's families in them. Not just a mom and her son so she can floss online saying how she did this by herself, because that's what we do. It's what I did. I had a home, a 3 4 bedroom home at like 26, 25. But no one told me that the truth behind home ownership is you don't own that shit unless you actually pay your mortgage off. Because when I went through it in real life, when I lost my house, when I lost it, when the bank came and took they shit because I missed payments, I learned that that house was not mine. It was home rentership. And I'm just being honest based on my experience. They came and took that shit back and was like, you didn't pay for it, it ain't yours. What's the difference between that and rent? At least with rent, I didn't have to, fix the pipes if they busted. But we're so into this falsehood of home ownership. Yeah, you're standing in front of that beautiful house with all of those bedrooms and you're holding the keys, but baby, the bank got them keys. The bank owned that bitch, not you, the bank. And unless you pay that shit off in full, it is not yours. And you can fix it up, jazz it up however you want to, but the bank still owns it. Learned a lesson. And I'm 25, I'm 26, I'm riding my Mercedes. I think I'm just, this is what this must feels like. And I'm like, life taught me a lesson real fast. But again, I had to go through that moment so I can appreciate my life now. I had to really eat trash for a while so I can come into the woman that I am right now. I had to be judged to learn not to judge. I had to lose so much and so much of me that now I can appreciate who I am. Yeah. So all of this stuff comes with life experience. Everything sounds cute and it sounds great, but the responsibility that you have to yourself is more impactful than that of someone that you know on social media, because they don't tell you the truth. They don't tell you the truth. They don't tell you the shitty, grimy details behind it all, because then you'll judge them. And see, me, I can tell you all of the griminess. I can tell you all of it because it actually defined me. All of the bad things that, I was so shamed about. It defined me. It helped me become me. It helped me be a better mother. It helped me be a better friend. It helped me be a better partner. It helped me be a better human. So you can't base what it is you want to do with your life, your time, your money, based on what someone else solely says. You have to see it and experience it. You have to feel it. Wonder if you give up your entire life where you are only to move to a foreign country because somebody said the rent is only $200 and you hate it. Now you're miserable. But if you would have came and saw for yourself and got that feeling, then you wouldn't be mad. You would have dodged the bullet. And again, vacationing in a place is far different than living. Very different. You have a completely different mentality when you're on vacation as opposed to when you live somewhere. When you're on vacation, you like YOLO. I'm doing it all. I'm getting it all in. I'm not sleeping. I'm seeing it all. Whatever there is for me to do, I'm doing it. But when you live in a place, you don't feel like that every day. You don't have that mentality because this is your life. This is your home. This is what you do. So you have to come and experience life. Like when I was looking for apartments in LA, I was driving by in the middle of the night, in the daytime, because again, I want to see who hanging out. Okay, time, everybody off work. I want to see what you doing after work. Is Quan and them outside getting drunk? Because I don't want to live there. Are my neighbors playing loud ratchet music all night? Because now I know I can't sleep. I mean, it's just things that we do normally. Those same things that you do, you need to apply them times 10 when you're doing an international move, a state to state move. Shit, you do those same things if you're moving down the street. Because just because your little street right here is one way doesn't mean that that's the same in 2 blocks away or in a different county. You move 30 minutes up the street, 30 minutes down the street. That makes a big difference in cost and your lifestyle. People would ask me, why did I choose to, why did I choose here and not, a place that's prettier? Because I fell in love with the people here. The people make the destination a destination. You can have everything that's gorgeous, but if the people are not nice to you, who wants that? Have you ever visited a place where you were just unwelcome and shitted on? It was beautiful, but you like, I ain't going back. You can go to a nice, think about it, like a nice shopping store. Beautiful inside, but you get no help. Nobody ever comes. No one talks to you. No one asks you if you need help or if you need service. Do you really care how pretty it is? Or do you feel like you don't even acknowledge me? Like, I don't want to give you my money. Or are you that person that will force your way into a situation knowing they're not treating you good? No, I don't want that. I want to walk into an establishment and they ask me, how can I help you? Is there something in particular that you're looking for? Well, yes. There's nothing worse than you walking into a business and they purposely ignore you, like you getting on their nerves by coming in the store. You interrupting their conversation. You ever seen that? You go into a store or you're going to order food and the girls are sitting there chopping it up and then they look at you like, bitch, why are you here? And you like, I'm just hungry. You're apologizing for interrupting them. Like, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry for interrupting your conversation. I just wanted to order food. I thought I came into a restaurant. I sorry. So it's the same thing. When I go into a country, I want to feel welcomed. In this place, this magical little part made me feel like calling it home. And I did. So that's what I would suggest for you. Visit, travel, explore, do your research. Don't listen to everything someone else says because it's different. Everything's different. See for yourself. Don't move to a place because it's cheap. Don't move to a place because you feel like there's black people or your kind of people. Don't move because that's where you want to go. Make sure it fits your lifestyle, for your family, for you. And check yourself if you're in a relationship that prohibits you from actually making those moves. Someone had left a really important message on one of my videos, and excuse me, they left a really important message on one of my videos, and they said that you said in your video that you were willing to risk your marriage. I would have left. And I said, well, as two human beings in a relationship, now mind you, I was in a marriage for 10 years and then divorced because I wasn't allowed to do anything in that marriage. And I use the word allowed exactly how it is, allowed. I wasn't allowed to have friends. I wasn't allowed to really be with my family. I wasn't allowed to do anything that he did not approve of. And it was exhausting, for so many years. And being so young, you're thinking that, you must be this woman, you must be submissive, you must do all of these things. And I'm like, hell motherfucking no. Those days are gone. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm a free-spirited grown woman. And the worst thing you can do is force someone to do something they don't want to do. So absolutely, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. And I know this may not be what you want, but I'm asking you, if it's what you want, great. But if it's not what you want, I understand that too, because I love you enough and I love me enough not to put another adult in a situation that would not make them happy. You ever been in a place, or you ever take your kids somewhere they don't want to go? They're like, mommy, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And as soon as they get to where you're forcing them to go, they show their ass. And what do you say? I should have left your ass at home. Or maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm being too honest right now. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm being too honest. Because when you take somebody someplace they don't want to go and they cut up, the first thing you think of is, I should have left your ass at home. Should have followed my friend. You said you didn't want to come. You take your friend and she don't want to go. She don't want to go to the club with you, or she don't want to go to that destination with you. And she acts a plumb fool. And you like, damn, I should have just I should left her. I should have left her home. Mm. Next time I'll follow my first mind. I mean, again, maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. But it is the truth. And the worst thing you can do is guilt your husband, your wife, your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your kids, your granny, your mama, anybody into moving into a place that they do not want to go. They bring bad energy. They bring negativity. They be hoping you fail so they can go back to what they want to do. How many times do we let someone fail so we can get our point proven and go back to what it is we want? I'm gonna let this motherfucker go ahead, try it. Do it. If you think you can do it better than me, or you think you got it, go on. Go on. Go on. Let me see you do it. Oh, okay. Okay, so let's go back over here. Am I lying? You waiting for them to fail. I don't want that energy, baby. I don't want it. I done survived too much. I don't want that energy. You can keep it. So if you wishing me to fail so you can have your point proved, I want you to stay here and prove your point for yourself and do what you want to do. Make yourself happy and stay here. Let me go. Let me be happy. So when I see these relationships, you're like, well, my husband doesn't want to go, or my wife doesn't want to go. Well, I got kids. The best way to do things is to talk about it. Have a conversation, an honest conversation. They don't feel good, but it's honest. If you don't want to quit your job and you love what you do and you don't want to move and he does or she does, someone's going to be mad. Either he's going to be mad because you're not allowing him or her to be the best that they can be, or she going to be mad because you won't, live a little bit and you don't have the ambition. It's you have to be on one accord completely, or you will fail. You will fail because that person isn't interested in helping you. They're like, I don't want to do this shit. You making me. Think about, you forcing somebody to go on a diet. Can you really force someone to go on a diet? Yeah, you controlling their food. Are you eating something other than an apple? No. But as soon as you turn your back, they got like slices of pizza, burgers, fries. They Uber eating all kind of stuff behind your back. I don't want that. So yes, I was willing to risk it all because this is what I wanted. And my babe said, look, I'm gonna be wherever you are. And I just cried. I just cried. And that's it. But there's so many people who my son was very angry with me. He told me about all of the propaganda that was fed to him. Oh, mom, they're gonna rape you. They don't like black people. I had so many people tell me that. Like it was just so much. It was overwhelming. I had a lady in my inbox explaining to me how Mexico really, is racist, and I understood her point of view. I can't take something that doesn't belong to me. That's her experience, and I'm not one to discredit someone else's experience. Just like how I felt when I was in South Africa and denied a drink. That actually happened because he thought I was Nigerian, and it didn't matter about anything else. So that was my experience. Other people may not feel that way, but for me, that's how it was. When I was in China, they treated me like a dog on the street. That's my experience. There's other black people thriving in China. I can't take anything from them. It's just not for me. So I am where I am because this is where I need to be. And this is the best place for me. So those of you who really want to do this, I wish you nothing but success. I wish you nothing but love and positivity. And I encourage you to do whatever makes you happy. Do whatever that makes you smile, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. Because some people are sick, make them happy doing nasty shit to other people, and that's not cool. I mean, like normal happy, not sick happy. Okay, not sick happy, but normal happy. Okay, normal happy, normal happy. Okay. Okay, I think I talked way too long again. Way too long. Does anybody have any questions, like quick questions before I log off? Because oh my god, I've been talking for like 55 minutes. Oh my god. I done talked my lipstick into cake and everything else. Any questions? No? No? Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to should I delete this video or no? Delete or no? I usually delete them. What was number 4 again? Oh, you failed to understand residency and legal matters, and you just you leave it up to the internet, and that doesn't always work. You really have to do your due diligence and research for yourself. Actually call and speak to the consulates themselves. And what I learned about with the consulates, they're all different. They're their own country. Okay, so what won't work in one will work in another. I was from California. I went to almost every consulate in Southern California, and they told me, "Nope, get out of here. We're not helping you. You don't have the age to retire." Even though I was not retiring, I was going to quit my job because I don't have the age to retire and get any type of retirement benefits. So when I quit my job, I quit. I don't get checks, I don't get anything. I just quit. And that's why people were like, "You're so stupid. Why would you do that? You're walking away from a career." Yeah, yeah. But if you're not paying my bills, don't worry about it. Like, I'll be okay. And that's exactly what I feel. I'll be okay. I'll figure it out. I'll do what I love doing, and the universe will pour money into me, and I'll be fine. And that's exactly how I feel. Really, truly, honest to God. I will do what I want to do, doing what makes me happy, and money will come to me. The things that I need will be met. And that's how I feel. People thought that I came from like this, you know, oh, you must have been hurting. No, I just wanted to be happy. And coming here, I'm happy. I got my knees fixed. I'm able to move my body. I go to the gym. I breathe fresh air. I eat good food. I'm around good people who truly love me, and they're not trying to know me to do something for them. Like, they just like me, and I just like them, and we live happily. Um, Actually, that is the truth. If you wait forever, it won't ever happen. Like, I always would tell people when it came to traveling that I just would go. You know, if you're waiting for someone else, you'll never go. If you're waiting for the right time, you're waiting for the right amount of money, you will never do it. I had $3,000 in my bank account, and I made it happen. I had $3,000, and I made it happen. And this is the God's honest truth. I made it happen in the middle of a pandemic, losing everything that I had banked on coming here. I lost it all. And people were like, "I know you're not leaving now because you don't, shit, the world closed. What you gonna do?" And I tried to talk myself into, wow, well, maybe I should wait. And I was like, I can't. Like, my soul felt like it was gonna suffocate and die. And I was like, I'm still going. And I did. So if you wait And you wait for the wrong reason, you wait for the wrong people, you're waiting and waiting, waiting. The time will never come. You know, people talk about, well, how come you didn't wait to retire? Well, my mom didn't wait to retire. She had this thing in her mind that she was gonna, retire and have the land of milk and honey, and she's buried in the ground at 58. That milk and honey never came. Time never came. Tomorrow never came. And all that she was giving to everyone else, she never got back. Time, love, energy, never got back. And I don't want that for me. I want to live every day I wake up and I open my eyes. I thank God and I live for that moment that I can. I promise. I wake up. I take no day for granted. I tell my friends all the time I love them, and I wake up grateful every day. Every day. Every day. I wake up thankful and I do everything that I want to do. I breathe the air. I put the sand between my toes. I go for a walk. I yawn. I stretch. I let the ice melt in my mouth. I feel everything. I enjoy my meals here because they don't rush you away like they do in the States. I enjoy my food. I taste the flavors. I have fun. I smile every day. I live my very best life. A simple life. A simple life. I don't own a car. I walk everywhere. I don't have fancy bags on my shoulders and Louis boots and Prada shoes and Gucci belts. Nope. I wear my $3 earrings and my $2 dress and I live my little life. And I don't worry about impressing anybody. I just smile and go along with the day. Just go along with the day. My gift is people. My gift is love. And I thrive in that. I thrive in that. To connect with another human and to hug them and to love them. And it's beautiful. It's priceless. Money can't buy that. Holding someone's hand, just telling them that you love them for no reason. Not because they're sad or not because they've lost something, but just because I love you. It's the best life. It's the best life. So, you know, why do I do so much for women? Because they're my sisters. Because she is me and I am her. Because we're not in the struggle alone. Because our voices matter. Because we're beautiful at any side, any shade. Because we matter. That's why. She's not my competition. She's my sister. And I love her. That's why. So I'm going to go because I'll be talking all day. I hope I answered some of those questions. If not, you can go back and watch the replay. I mean, I do number them and elaborate a lot on each topic. I think it's important I guess I'll leave this video up. Um, I never do though, God. But I didn't cry. Look at that. Look at God today. Didn't cry because people like to screenshot me when I'm all ugly and lashes is coming off, and so I was like, oh, let me start deleting these videos because I do get emotional because I don't know how to talk without passion. I don't know. I don't know because I feel it. It's just here. It's inside of me. So okay, you guys, officially, I'm hanging up. Okay, okay. Nope, nope. I did not. Well, okay, I did. Almost. Like I caught a couple, but I didn't mess up my under eye, so I got away with that. Now I can go eat. Well, yeah, I cry too much though. Like I literally cry every day, just out of thankfulness. Like I wake up, I'm like, oh God, you so good to me. Like literally, like literally. Yesterday, no, a few days ago, I had posted a link for buy me a cup of coffee or buy me a margarita. And like so many people bought me a margarita and cups of coffee. And I just like, oh my God, I had no, how kind is that? Like, how wonderful is that for someone to actually buy me a cup of coffee and buy me a margarita virtually? Like, that is so nice. I thought that was so nice. And I just, semi sobbed. Like that is so nice. That's so wonderful. And I think a part of me feels still like that, 25-year-old girl who thinks that she doesn't deserve anything. So when anybody does anything nice for me, I'm always blown away like, oh, like me? Oh my God, like what did I do? Like why do I deserve this? And I'm working on that. Just like asking for help isn't, or allowing someone to support you by holding your hand isn't a sign of weakness. It's okay. And I had to learn that. I'm so used to being a strong black woman, which is a lie, which is a fucking lie. I hurt. I need help. I cry. I need my sisters. I don't want to be a bad bitch. I want to be Michi. I don't want to be the vixen. I want to be Michi. I want to be who I am. So, but again, that's a whole nother topic. So let me just. Okay, let me just. Okay, so now I'm gonna stop. Okay, now I'm gonna stop. Okay, okay, so you guys are saying bye. Okay, bye. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys on YouTube for joining me. I really appreciate your company. There was a lot of you that watched tonight or this evening, and I appreciate you guys too on Facebook. I really, really, really appreciate you, and I thank you for listening to me and even reading my long post. I have a lot to say, and I know it's a lot to read, but I hope the pictures are cute enough to keep you distracted. Okay, bye guys. Bye.